The earth will start to shudder, then the great trees will sway and topple, mountains will shake, and rock will come crashing down, and every bond and fetter will burst. Asgard, Midgard, Jotunheim and Niflheim will become furnaces, places of raging flame, swirling smoke, ashes, only ashes. The 9 worlds will burn, and the gods will die. The Einherjar will die. Men and women and children in Midgard will die. Elves and dwarves will die. Giants will die. Monsters and creatures of the underworld will die. Birds and animals will die. The sun will be dark, and there will be no stars in the sky. And the earth will sink into the sea. It has often been argued that Freyr's lost husband, Odd, is none other than Odin himself. This is Spartak! Здравствуйте, comrades. Welcome back to This is Spartak. I'm your friendly host, Dan. We're up against Odds Bal Club, and it's going to be a cracker. But odds, or odd, as we know, because I've got, look at that, Norse myths. So yeah, been reading a bit of the old Norse mythology. Odd may indeed be Odin. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much you know about that whole thing. Odd is just a word, apparently, in Old Norse that means arrow or arrowhead, which is why they've got an arrow thing. So that's all it is, really. I don't know. The word was in my book, so I thought I'd give you a bit of an extract. Doesn't actually look too bad, does he? The 18-year-old Ziknini. Samuelson in the centre also doesn't look too bad, and Bentley. I don't think that they're a bad side. I do think that we need to have our wits about us going into this match, but we're going to have to see what kind of formation they play. We're going to play Rebrov. Mauricio is coming back. He's not suspended for Euro Cup matches, so we're going to let Fernando have a rest. Makiev is going to come on for Kombarov. Again, we're going to save him for the Premier Division. Bochetti and Tashi in the centre because they're 2 foreign players that we might as well get the most out of in the Euro Cup. Felipe Mattione, he's also a good winger, so we're going to play him. Samba So is going to start again as that ball-winning midfielder, and Glushikov is going to play next to him. Zelalim is going to play as an advanced playmaker with Zel Louise and Promes because he's wanting football. He's come and asked me, so I'm going to give him some. So we'll see how he can how well he can do against Odd today. We are home. We are the favourites. So they're going to play a 4-4-2 there with the defensive mid, of course, and with the advanced or attacking midfielder. They're not being as defensive as I thought they would. I think they played something like I think they played with 2 defensive mids at least against Inter, which didn't really go well for them, but there we go. We're going to try and exploit the flanks a little bit more, try and get our wing-backs into the game a little bit more, and try and play a little bit wider. There are, of course, playing a very similar formation to ourselves, apart from where they've got a defensive mid, we've got the libero. So maybe they'll be doing a similar thing to counteract the fact that, you know, we haven't got any wide players, or just the wing backs as wide players. So if they can, of course, swing it over the top whilst our wing backs are on attack, that leaves our defence a little bit open. But I think because we got 3 centre backs, essentially, it doesn't leave us too open. We just had a great shot there. I think it was Promes or Promes, and I think that he's not got a goal yet, has he? Maybe he's just got one. He really needs a goal because he's been asking to play. I've not been playing him. when we don't play Berbatov, it seems like we're a different side completely going forward. It's not like we lose matches, we don't concede anymore or anything like that. It's just we've not got an oomph about us. It's almost like a goal is always on the cards when Berbatov plays. When he doesn't, I'm thinking, where's it going to come from? Felipe Mattioni linking up with Zeloise, of course, is another option to get goals. But without Berbatov, and if I'm playing for Promes or Promes, I still don't know how to say his name. He should be a decent player for us. I know he's a winger, it says, but his stats are such that, and his attributes are such that he should be able to play up front. Makievna swings it in. Vargan clears, and Glushakov to Makiev, who's found himself very central for a left back. What was I saying? Don't know. Akebueze. So Odd are getting 60% of the possession. That is mental. They're looking quite good. I mean, 60% possession. 9 shots overall, albeit all have been long, I think, because they've had 9 long shots. Bentley's injured for them, so that's not great news for them. I'm going to be aggressive. I'm not happy with the performance out there. It is diabolical. But Makiev on the left. This is the opening highlight. Felipe Mattioni in plenty of space. I thought this was the opening highlight. We might make something of it. I don't think we will. Unless they do. Sidar Tachi with a good interception there. And it didn't account to anything. But Felipe Mattioni there. You can see him on plenty of space. Number 37. Oh my gosh. Somebody get it out to that man. Mauricio. Nope, he decides to play it to Zeloise and Promise. Felipe Mattioni's in so much space. How do we utilise this? I think we're going to go to a more direct style of passing. We have been playing short passing at the start. It seemed to work really well against Zenit, of course, 4-0 victory. Absolutely fantastic first game of the season for us. But since then, oh my gosh. Rebrov, risky, but it paid off. Glushkov to Felipe Mattioni, whips it in, doesn't find anyone. Makiev now on the left has another chance. Finds Zelalima in the centre with a shot and it goes out for a corner. But as I was saying, short passing seems to work well, but recently we've been finding that we haven't had much of the ball. We've not been able to utilise the space that we seem to be creating. And I'm thinking that if we look further away, we're going to whip in those passes to the likes of Felipe Mattioni and plenty of space on the right. We need to utilise that fact. And if we play short passing, if we've got the ball on the other side of the pitch, it's very unlikely that we're going to get it to him in time. I think that is the issue there. If we can get it to him, he can whip it in. We've seen it happen so many times. It works. It's a tried and tested method, but without passing the ball to him, because I've said short passing, and if they're just going to stick to it, then we're not going to get the ball to him, so that's going to be disappointing. 60 minutes gone. Spartak 4 shots, 44% possession against Odd. We don't know who you are. We shouldn't be. This should not be the case. Why is this the case? 12 shots Odd have had. This is all very odd. It's time for 2 things to happen, and we're going to merge them into one. Russian word of the day. Let's bang that on the screen. And also, we'll go through the Russian word of the day. It is shif, and shif means the gaffer. Let us bring on the gaffer. He is the only man that can save us now from humiliation, from a humiliating 1 point against Odd in the Euro Cup. We need all the points we can get. We don't mind losing or drawing to Inter, but young boys, Odd, these are points we should be getting. 3-pointers these should be. So we're going to bring on Shiev, and he's going to make the difference today. And if you, comment now, right now, pause the video. Comment, who do you think Shiev is? Who is Shiev? Okay, let's bring on the Burb, the Chef, the Gaffer, the old man, the Angel. Let's bring him on. We're in trouble though, Pachetti. What's going to happen? Yellow card for Salvatore Pachetti. So we're going to have a change up front. We're going to bring on Popov. We're going to bring on Berbatov. It's going to be about the ovs. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe it's the ratio to ovs against non-ovs. Bacheta, he's intercepted it. Nice ball up to Zeloise. Glushikov with the interception in the middle of the park. Berbatov is going to... I thought he was going to play it to Mattione, but he plays it to Popov. We're now playing much more central than I would like. But Felipe Mattione, come on, guys. Why ain't anybody passing to him? It's like, go, me. Alright, he's finally got the ball. Finally, they're including him in the match. Can he do anything? He beats his man, he finds Eloise, and he scores the goal. That is exactly what I wanted you to do, and I've been wanting you to do for the past 75 minutes, is to pass it to Felipe Mattione on the right when he makes that run up. Otherwise, poor man, he's wasted that run. He's tired out his legs for nothing. It's not fair on him. When he makes that big run up, you've got to make sure you give him the pass. He can beat his man. He can find himself in plenty of space, and he can find a player in the box almost always. Whether the player can score is up to them, but this time the player can score. It's Eloise who finds the ball near post. It is 1-0 to ourselves, the meat. Kto me miasa. It's been a while since I've said that, but I felt like saying it because it's been such a frustrating match. Glushikov wins the ball, and Felipe Mattione finds Eloise now as we start our own little counter-attack. Berbatov with a long shot. Fair enough. Have your long shot. Goalkeeper couldn't catch it, essentially. Parries it out. Felipe Mattione to take the corner. Popov kind of runs in there. Don't think he wins the ball, or if he does, it's just a bit of a scrap because the ball goes to nowhere and nobody. Okay, so Roman Zobnin can come on for Sambasso now. Sambasso is yet to really impress me, and I'm not quite sure why he's not putting in the performance. His work rate is high. Maybe it's the country. Maybe he's not played in Russia. Maybe that's it. Maybe his adaptability or versatility, whatever it's called, isn't great, which means even though his work rate's high, it's taking him time to settle in. Who knows? Makiev tries to find the corner ball. I think Zeloise is injured. Right, he's on the side with the physio there. The physio's running away though. Right, Popov. I mean, it's not good if Zeloise is injured, because of course he got the goal today. He got a goal in the last match. He's not saying he's injured, so maybe he's just wasting time. Who's that guy? I've not seen. Daiwab Krana. Dibwad Krana. That's an interesting name. I don't even know what nationality. I mean, I'm guessing Norwegian, because I'm guessing they don't have many non-Norwegian players. But it's just a... It's just a name you wouldn't have associated with... I wouldn't have associated with Norway. Zobnin to Makiev. It's just a matter of wasting away this time. I'm going to wait until after the match is finished before we look how Inter have gone on against the Young Boys, or how Young Boys have gone on against Inter, whichever way round you want to say it. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Popov, Sedar Tashi to Glushikov. Glushikov, Mattione in the centre and hits the post. He doesn't usually find himself in that kind of position, and with a shot, he doesn't find himself with shooting opportunities. It's good to see he can actually have a decent shot, I suppose, that does essentially beat the goalkeeper. I'm assertively... I mean, were they poor in the end? Felipe Mattione wasn't. Bochetti wasn't. Makiev wasn't. The players we took off were. Berbatov didn't actually do that much, it says, for us, but he did have a couple of good shots, putting the pressure on that we weren't really doing before, which is good. I'm going to be calm, and I'm just going to say we need to guard against complacency. They've gained focus, which is good, because I do feel like a lot of that match was just a little bit complacent at times, especially the first half. We did beat them as you would expect. You see Inter straight away. They've got the win against the Young Boys. Let's just have a quick look. Only 1-0 though. It's all you need essentially though to get those 3 points. But it does look like in this group it's Inter and ourselves that are kind of the runaway performers. There's already a 6-point gap. But I'd put up a good performance. Slightly different performance against the Young Boys. The Young Boys, of course, went 1-0 up. And, therefore were therefore had the chance to dominate the game quite early on. We see that the own goal. I'm not sure. It was deflection though, wasn't it? Really. And Bacchetti, I think that was the Mauricio, wasn't it, that shot? And Bacchetti. So two of our defenders linking up in the first half, and it was 2-1. So it was all about the first half in that match, with the Young Boys actually going up 1-0. But in this one, slightly different. I would say that Odd played better than the Young Boys. It certainly felt like they did for much of that game, and only when we actually broke free with this Eloise goal did it look like and then after that, did it look like we were actually the better side. They did put in a good performance, so slightly worrying, but we did get the 1-0 victory. It is, of course, another clean sheet. That is the 4th competitive clean sheet on the bounce, but you see there, I can't even... I mean, you can have a look how many clean sheets we've had so far this season. Very, very good indeed. We're up against Arsenal Tula at home in the next match in the Premier Russian Division. They sit in 7th, which is kind of mid-table. Recently, Arsenal Tula have had some difficult matches up against some difficult performing sides in the league, and therefore they've struggled. But they recently regained a little bit of confidence with a 4-1 win against rock bottom Ankar, which might set them in better stead going into the match against ourselves. We see their 3-1 loss against Tosno, which are a first division side. So that's the kind of run that they lost against Sovitov, Moscow, CSKA Moscow and Zenit. I mean, 3 games, 2-0. Losses in a row. That's not going to do anything for your confidence. And then you go and lose against a first division side in the cup. That isn't going to do anything for your confidence either. But they managed to win in style essentially against Amkar 4-1. So maybe that'll have put a little bit. That's the confidence that they needed basically. But I still think that I do fancy our chances against them. So we'll see how that goes, but that's next time. So indeed, guys, if you have liked the video, pop a like down there for me, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment below if you've got anything to say. Oh, my voice is going, don't know if you can tell. And share the video with anyone that you know that might be interested in this kind of content. But until next time, guys, until the Arsenal Tula match, I shall bid you farewell. Dos Vidania.